Hey, it's Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to share with you the actual pricing for $5,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 73-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is just going to our website, and just on about every page that we have these free quoters, and you can just select the state that you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount, and then put your birthday in there, fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now. It's going to take you to a page where you can see the best insurance companies that are going to offer you the lowest pricing you may qualify for. Now, keep in mind, you can always call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you understand that and help you run those rates as well. But yeah, feel free to help yourself with this quoter. Now, the first thing a 73-year-old male should really ask himself if he's looking for $5,000 worth of coverage is that $5,000 going to be enough for what he wants done, when he finally passes away? Is that $5,000 really going to cover his final expense needs? That's largely going to be determined by whether he's going to be cremated or buried. Let's talk about both of those real quick. So cremation, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is right around, it's between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of a ceremony in addition to the cremation, like a remembrance ceremony or remembrance of life or something like that, it's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500 or so. So really, the coverage amount we would recommend, at least for the cremation where you're going to come home in a cardboard box or an urn, we probably recommend around $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. Now you might say, well, hey, if the cremation is going to be $2,000, why are we looking at $5,000? Well, the reason is our 73-year-old probably wants to make it to 83. And we know that given the gift of time, if we're blessed to live that long, things go up in price over time due to inflation. So we really want to inflation-proof the plan and lock him in at his least expensive rates at his current age. So by doing so, you inflation-proof the plan, but also, God forbid, if you died a little sooner than you thought, then there's a little extra money there just to take care of some other final expenses, maybe medical bills or credit card bills or something like that. Now, if you're doing the ceremony and the cremation, most people would go with between $7,000 to $10,000. And again, inflation-proofing that plan, but also, God forbid you died a little early, there's some money left over to take care of some other final expenses. Now, for a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. And it's pretty much any place you go in the United States, they should take $10,000. It's hard to believe they wouldn't take a $10,000 check, tell you no, and let you walk on out their door and 2 blocks down to their competitor and give them the money. But just understand, $10,000 is not going to be a fancy funeral by any means. So, why would somebody get $5,000 then? I mean, that's the purpose of this video. Well, maybe somebody had gotten $5,000 years before and it was enough at the time, but now they need more coverage to get up to $10,000. Maybe somebody has a $10,000 policy. They thought that was enough at the time and they want to get an extra $5,000 to get up to $15,000. We can easily add more coverage to existing plans. But, most people, if you're getting a brand new plan and you don't have any existing insurance, would look anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000, maybe sometimes up to $20,000. But at age 73, our lifespan, for the most part, men aren't living much past 80. So, $15,000 is probably enough. So we can chat with you about that. But yeah, it'd typically be $10,000, $15,000, or $20,000. Now, here's the thing. Most people we help are on a fixed or limited income. They don't have an unlimited budget. So if all you can afford is $10,000, get that right now. That takes care of your most immediate need. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, sometimes people will say, hey, I want to get $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 and leave some money behind for my kids. Most people we help, again, are on a fixed or limited income, and that puts that out of reach for them financially. We'd always recommend you take care of your final expense needs first. And then if you want to, at some point in the future, we could get a policy to help you out with your kids. If money's not an issue for you, we can do it all at once as well. It just depends on your unique situation. Now, one thing we always recommend is getting first day coverage or benefits. We do not recommend those 2-year waiting periods. No, we don't. Stay away from those. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So first day coverage or benefits, what that really means, with first day coverage is if your policy were issued and approved and put in force today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to write that check for $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, whatever it is. They'd have to write it. It's the best insurance out there, and it's actually the lowest pricing, and I'll show you that in a minute as well. But yeah, we don't recommend the 2-year waiting period plans. Now, some people would say, well, Randy, I like the first day coverage, but I know those plans ask health questions too, and I'm not in the best of health. To which we say, hey, your health issues are our problems, not your problems, at least from an insurance perspective. And what we mean is we work with enough different insurance companies. They all have different underwriting requirements. They all have different health questions. And really right now, 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting people first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason we wouldn't be able to do that for you is if you waited too long and you had some really significant health issues, like maybe a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or in a hospital or in a nursing home or something like that. If that were the case, we would probably just refer you out to a different insurance company. What also seems to happen on a weekly basis is somebody will call in and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. Funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance real quick so that we can pay the funeral home director and get our family member buried. And we have to let them know there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to offer a policy on a dead person, somebody who's already died. It doesn't work out that way. You got to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really awful that this person who died, they knew they were going to die someday. It's not a surprise. They knew they needed this insurance. They probably thought about it at some point and they never did it, and they delayed and delayed and they delayed. And then one day they just went and died. And now their family's going to have to pay for this. And typically that means they're going to have to put it on a credit card. 26% interest, and they're going to be paying years and years and years on something you should have taken care of. So don't be that person. You could have lived an amazing life, left an amazing legacy, and you did this one last thing and you didn't take care of it, and that's going to be how you're remembered. Yeah, so don't be that person. If you need to start small, we can always help you add more coverage later. We are very flexible that way. One thing we don't recommend is a plan with 2-year waiting periods. And I bet you didn't know this, but Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period. Ouch. Ouch. Yeah, you didn't know that. And, they're not the only one. There's other companies out there too. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha line, AIG Gerber. Gosh, there's so many other ones too. And some of these companies have done an amazing job of convincing the American public that if you're over age 50, the only thing you're going to qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always say, don't fall for such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 73-year-old male is probably just got done watching one of those Colonial Penn $9.95 commercials. He's probably thinking he outsmarted the insurance company because he waited until 73 and he watched that slickly produced commercial, and he's probably fairly confident he's going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, possibly even $50,000 for $9.95. And then he calls and talks with the Colonial Penn agent or looks it up online on their website like we've done for you here. And he sees that a male age 73, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95. 1 unit, it's only going to buy $608 worth of coverage. Ouch, right? I mean, that's nothing. I mean, that's not even going to cover a cremation. $608. And it wouldn't matter if it did cover cremation, because it's not going to pay out in 2 years anyway, because it's got a 2-year waiting period. But, there's some people out there that would say that, these insurance companies that offer these really low teaser rates, that, they only do that to get your information and to get you to call in, to get you on the phone, because they really don't want to sell you the teaser rate, the $9.95. They want to sell you a more expensive policy. So they upsell you into a more profitable product for them, which is more coverage. Now, we would never say that Colonial Penn would do anything like that, but there's some people who have unique beliefs out there. I guess you can formulate your own, just figuring out if $9.95 buying $608 worth of coverage is going to do anything for a 73-year-old male, right? Yikes. Well, let's get to the point of this video, because we wanted $5,000. We see that $608 isn't going to do anything, right? So with Colonial Penn, you got to get it by the unit, and you just got to play around with the units here till you get it right. Looks like maybe 9 units. Okay, that's as close as we're going to get. Colonial Penn, they're a company. If you're a 73-year-old male, you can't buy $5,000 on the nose. Oh, no, they won't allow that. You got to buy it by the unit. That's the only way they can offer that, $9.95 per unit. And that means you always end up with these really wackadoodle numbers. 5472. Oh my gosh. For $90. Pretty much $90. Well, let's see what $5,000 coverage would be with first day coverage. I know we're going to save you money. Here we go. $5,000 for a male, age 73. Here we go. Get a quote. We're going to come back and double check this. Again, this is $90. And this is coming in at basically $43. So when you look at the number 43 versus 90, I mean, Colonial Penn is right at or roughly at 200% more expensive than a first day coverage plan. Why would you ever do that? Why would you ever spend double? Why would you do that? And get a 2-year waiting period. And you're going to have to overpay roughly $45 a month for the rest of your life. So $45 a month times 12 months for a full year, that's an extra $540. And if our 73-year-old male lives to age 83, 10 years, he will have overpaid right around $5,400 on a $5,000 policy. Why would you do that? That's why it is so important to get the best and lowest rate right off the start, because it will save you money going forward. And man, it's just crazy. Live 10 years and, overpay $5,400 on a $5,000 policy. Makes no sense. You need to be a smart consumer with this insurance. And if you're not a smart consumer, that's okay. We can help you be a smart consumer. We can help you get these lowest rates. Let's look at some other companies here, though. Let's see. Where are they? You'll be able to see these different companies on that quarter. Oh, here's one, like Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess, but ow. Look at that pricing. Yes, it's a lot, right? It is level coverage, but yeah, that pricing, yikes. So the reason their pricing is higher is they've got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2-3 different funeral homes and, like get you the lowest pricing type thing and maybe do a couple of other things. But boy, it's not free. They charge for that. Yeah, it's basically $57 versus 43. It's like $14 a month more. And you may think, oh, that's not that bad, but it adds up. I mean, so $14 a month times 12 months for 1 year, that's an extra $168 a year. And then if you live, our male age 73 live to age 83, you'll have overpaid roughly around $1,680. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying an insurance company an extra $1,680 roughly to make 2 or 3 phone calls and do a couple other things that may only take an hour or so to do? A lot of people would say, hey, that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company. And we would tend to agree. We would recommend you not do that at all. We recommend you just go, we can help you get a lower price here, get you the lowest price. And then what we offer on our website, free of charge, by the way, we've got a download where you can download and print out a free funeral and estate planning guide. And once you print that out, you just fill it in. You say who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And when you're done with that, you keep it with your insurance policy. And now your family's going to truly understand when you pass away, they just go to one place. They're going to truly understand how much you loved and cared for them, because you will have protected them both financially with the insurance policy, and you will protect them emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide. And, all you got to do is open that up and start reading and just execute your wishes. And they will know that you love them so much, not only in life, but you actually love them in death and protected them in death at a time when you knew you wouldn't be here, but they still needed your help. And now they had the insurance and the funeral and estate planning guide. What a wonderful legacy to leave behind. So we can help you leave that legacy. Go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and you can get the best rates and the most discounts. And it's a very special quarter. Take advantage of that. Yeah, you can also call us at 888-862-9456. One of our agents can help you out with that. But if you got an existing policy and you want us to price shop it to see if we can get you lower coverage, or you want coverage added to it, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy, or you just want information or details or have some questions, we can help you out with that. But, we look forward to helping you get the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. We will be blessed to help you out with this at some point in the future. And until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.